Hold up, hold up. Yeah. Hold up, hey, woman.
Thank you for joining me today. I am super excited about this episode. I am interviewing a very good friend of mine. We go way back in 2000, I want to say 9. He'll quote me on that. We've known each other for some years, and he calls me up and he said that he had something to say. So I want you guys to take a moment and listen to this conversation. But before we get that conversation started, if you haven't done so already, please take the time to subscribe, like, and hit the notify button, because every Tuesday, you don't want to miss the next coming episodes. We're actually going to get in dig deeper, like Dr. BD said. So, without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce my good friend of mine. His name is Kendric, and he is a single man who is very well established. He has no kids, and he's looking for his Mrs. Right. I wonder who she's going to be. But before you actually get curious about this handsome, established, single, without any outside obligations, let's listen to the conversation. You're a player? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I'm a player of this game of life. And if women fall into the game of life, for men, absolutely. So, it ain't nothing that I don't know about women. The book on what a woman to do has not been written yet.
Okay, so if that's the case, then how come you're not married and you don't have 50 million women on your lineup?
Well, women are always gonna be around. Women outnumber men right now, 14-1, and in the black community even more. So when a man chooses to be in a relationship or be married to a woman nowadays, he's taking on a responsibility. So if I say I don't want to sign up for cable because that's a bill that I don't want to pay, it's the same thing with a relationship. Damn, do I want to be in a relationship to deal with this responsibility, to deal with her past traumas, to deal with the last boyfriend, to deal with her 6 children, her 12 grandkids, her mama?
Damn, like where are you finding these ones? Okay,
I'm speaking in general because that's what men have to deal with nowadays.
But you being,
and if I haven't got myself all the way together, I cannot be your punching bag and therapist to get you together.
And I totally agree. And if you have been following my from season 1 through season 3, season 1 was about cleaning out your closet and being mentally healthy so that you're prepared to date. Season 2 was, the introduction of dating, right? I use me as an example. I'm not out here with my past trauma or the hurt that other men have caused me, taking it out on the new one that's in front of me, because it's not fair to you, and it's not fair to me to have to deal with the bullshit that some woman caused you. You see what I'm saying? Because it works both ways. Not only women are traumatized, men are too, because trust me when I tell you, I've been in those situations and I'm like, dude, I'm not her. You see what I'm saying? I'm who I am. So I totally agree with you. And that was one of the hesitations that I had of even getting out there and wanting to date, because of the fact of the responsibility aspect of it. I've been told by men, you make me happy. No, if you're not already internally happy, there's nothing I can add happiness to your life, but I can't make you happy. I don't want the responsibility of making somebody happy, because I'm surely going to disappoint you.
But see, this is part of the game too. Women need to start calling men up on when they say goofy stuff like that.
Exactly.
Kick any dude that say some shit like that, man. Kick him off your line, man. Get the hell up out of here, punk. He a
Mm-hmm.
punk and a simp and a sucker to sit up and say something like that. No balls. You make me happy. Fuck out of here.
So you never had a woman make you happy?
Happy is what they say subjective. It's an individual thing.
Mm.
A crackhead could say she bought me crack. That makes me happy. There's no true definition of what the term happy is. It's only an individual thing. And happiness changes. What so-called makes you happy today may not make you happy tomorrow.
Ain't that it?
You know, having a bunch of sex, having an orgy may be what you feel makes you happy today. Then tomorrow, you being alone could make you happy. You dig?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
being an available single man who has his own shit together, because you're very well established, right? And I'm pretty sure you could have your pick of whatever female you wanted. So so your hesitation is you are not sure at this moment in your life that you're ready for the responsibility of a relationship?
Well, the host right now, I've been trying to get with this host for the longest, but we'll put that on the sideline right now. The thing that I'm really seeing, and I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna tell the truth,
Okay.
regardless.
Okay.
Women are fucked up,
And men
and
Get the fuck outta here.
check it out, check it out. Listen to what I'm gonna say,
Okay.
because I don't want people to think that as an attack.
Okay.
But spiritually, women have been attacked. We've all been bitten by the same bug,
Mm.
but the bug really wants the woman. Why? Because the woman is the first teacher. The woman is in charge of the health of the family. The woman's role is so vital and important that evil has to come through her. Because if you get her, you got everything else. And if you look around, the fruit don't fall too far from the tree. What you see out here right now is a direct result of the game that's been played on the woman. White, black, Hispanic, Dominican,
Mm-hmm.
you name it. And then you add on top of that the phone, and social media,
Mm-hmm.
and every woman is a model. Every woman's twerking, but don't know how to cook.
Ooh.
Don't know how to wash.
You know what?
Only thing you know how to do is reservations. Take me to a restaurant. That's why cancer is so prevalent now, man, because you don't have a woman that even knows how to cook for her family, let alone a man. Forget a man.
Mm.
You
So-
know, so
So it you know, it's funny you say that because, you know, after all these years of knowing you, right? That's one of the things. And I remember going to a barbecue one time, and I was in a relationship, and everybody was fixing their plates, and I go and I fix him a plate first. And then, you know, some of my staff was there, right? And so they're watching me serve this man. And when Monday comes, right, one of my leasing agents, she was like, "Hold on, boss. Like, you're this powerful woman. We see you as this powerful woman. Blah blah blah. But you were like serving this dude." And I was like, and she was like, you know, and I asked her, I said, "So do you look at me differently because I was taking care of my man?" And she was like, "Man, you saw my dude, he went and fixed his own plate." And I said, "And my words, y'all won't be together much longer." right?
Yeah,
She
yeah.
was definitely younger, right? And it's that what you were talking about, that mentality of being independent and like, I'm not doing shit for you. You got to do it for yourself, and it's all about me, this, that, and the other. So the funny thing about it is she observed me, and she used to watch me leave work, and I would say, hey, I got to leave early because I got to stop by the grocery store because I'm cooking dinner. She's like, and you cook every time you go home? So she's looking at me, but she's judging me. But she also saw that I've had a longevity in my relationships. So guess what she's doing now? The exact same thing she observed me to do. And this man proposed to her last year. And she calls me and she's like, I can't believe that, I know I was stuck in my ways and this, that, and the other, but she says she tried something different with this new dude because the other one that she wasn't waiting on, they didn't last long. But now she decided to change her thought process and enter into this relationship and taking care of him, and he's taking care of her. It's a really a 50-50 trade, and she's like, and he proposed, you know what I mean? And she's like, it eye-opening for her. And to go back to what you're saying, I I would tell myself, you know, that yes, I'm ready to date this, that, and the other. But I do have a big fear. I'm fearful because the way I love and how I love hard, there can be a man, a vulture out there that's going to take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I don't move fast. I get asked out on dates, and guys they quickly want to, put a title on me, and it's like, what's your hurry? Don't you want to get to know who I am? Because I may not be that fit for you. You see what I'm saying? So it that's my reservations. I could be in a relationship right now if I wanted to be. You know?
But all men that's listening, don't let a woman sodomize you. You know, that's what's happening out here. A lot of sodomy going on. Y'all bending over. You know, there was a difference between Robert Earl and James Jr. and James John versus Kaviante and Dwayne.
I can't with
Let
you right now.
let that sink in. Big difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. But you know what? If you're really going to analyze and dig all the way back, it's because we women, my generation, are raising our men to not be. First of all, we got to hold ourselves accountable. You can't hold somebody else accountable for their bullshit if you ain't going to hold yourself accountable. And women, we get a scapegoat for our accountability. We start crying, or we play on the fact that we're women, right? But at the end of the day, we're grown-ups, and you need to hold yourself accountable. Right is right, wrong is wrong. But you're raising these little men to be your little boyfriends and this, that, and the other. Yes, you're supposed to teach them how to treat a woman, but not how to treat you as the woman. Because I've seen it, I've witnessed it. Some of these women are raising their little men, and they're like, "That's my baby. That's my baby." He's a grown ass man. You see what I'm saying? So, and then he's whatever female that he's dating is never going to be good enough for him. But we have to start with our upbringing and doing some self-reflecting and holding ourselves accountable. Just like in my last podcast, I said, I'm going to tell y'all where I fucked up, and I know I have a slick mouth. You know what I mean? Just like earlier on this call, what did you say? You're like, hey, just say okay. And what did I do? I quickly submitted true or false. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I give you that respect because of our relationship, what we have. You see what I'm saying? Most women are out here not giving that respect because there are some men that don't respect women. Like you said earlier, you see us as Instagram hoes, you see us as this, that, and the other. But how do you see me? I cook, clean. I make a decent living. I have my own car, a roof over my head. So should my list be equivalent to what I'm providing to a man?
No, because your frequency is what you frequently see. So if you in a relationship and it fails, that's what you created. Men and women. Just got to
Elaborate
keep
on
it
that.
one thorough.
Elaborate on that. If I'm in a relationship and it fails, you're saying
That comes from you. It strictly comes from you. You created it. You create your world.
mm-hmm.
You following what I'm saying? I would tell people to go back. Look, from early times up to 1965, 1966, speaking for black people now, we were the most married culture in America. What happened after 1966 into 2025? And I tell people to go rent the movie, order the movie from Amazon called Claudine with James Earl Jones and Diane Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
That movie specifically tells you the trick that was played on us. They did not like the civil rights movement, and the way that they broke the civil rights movement was the white woman's liberation movement. The white woman needed somebody to stand in front to take the licks.
Yeah.
Black women willfully did it. We never had a history of oppressing our women. Never. We always had a matriarch where the black woman was first. Big Mama ran the household until Pawpaw, put his foot down.
Yeah.
But that destroyed it. That right there, when black women chose to link up with the white woman's liberation movement, that destroyed us. And then after that, if you look at the movie, that's when they told him, look, man, he's struggling.
Mm-hmm.
He's the lowest on the social ladder. We'll give you free food, free childcare, free health care. He just can't come back in a home.
Oh, yeah,
so in
yeah,
the 70s and the 70s and the 80s, that was the first generation of the welfare system.
Mm-hmm.
And then child support started to come in the 80s. Real big. So now you just got, and then they threw crack in the mix in 84 and 85. So you got a lot of people out here that shouldn't even be having kids.
Who are you telling?
You got one retarded person and one person that had been touched as a kid coming together to form a child. And you wondering why these dudes shoot up a whole mall. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is what's created, and I just always emphasize, women, please do your due diligence on who you laying down with.
And you know what?
And just because this dude can take you to Cheesecake Factory, take you to a comedy show every week, man, you do not know what he is. You do not know.
And you do realize
you don't know if this nigga, you don't know if this dude, and I'm talking about white and black, man, you don't know if he know how to change a tire. You don't know if he's been touched. You don't know if he's been sodomized. You don't know if he was beat.
But he makes you feel good for 30 seconds, right?
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know if he killed his last daughter's mother. You don't know any of this. But you'll post them on Facebook, vacation, bagels. And then a year later, you posting God quotes because y'all broke up.
You know what? I can't with you. But it's funny that you're saying all of that, and this is what I've been talking about for quite some time on several of my episodes. Take the time to get to know somebody, and at the end of the day, if they're not mentally, healthy, like for me, that's been my quest, like getting mentally healthy. And I'm not just gonna let anybody come into my life and fuck all that up, because I work too hard. Because, I would be the first one to say I went from one abusive relationship to another, to another, to another, to another. And now that I'm just done with all of the abuse and I'm healing through this process, you think I'm going to just let some motherfucker come into my life and erase all the work that I've done to get to where I have peace and I'm genuinely happy. You know what I'm saying? But as long as
you know, back in the day, like my grandmother told me one time, she said, we never knew of a word called dating. What the hell is that's new? It's like words are powerful. Mm-hmm. The word spelling is because words cast spells.
Yeah.
So what's a date? It's just us making a date. And people feel like they can enter into a relationship with a whole nother soul based off a few dates. You're not courting. You know why people don't court? It's too painful, it's hard, and it takes patience. Court, meaning your ass is in court. I'ma find out as much as I can about you before I make the decision. But no, he's taking me out every week. He's calling me. He sent me flowers on Valentine's Day. And you're basing you being with him based off of that. You're not courting. And courting goes 75% of courting goes without saying anything. It's strictly observing. How can a woman observe more about getting her credit together, buying a house, buying a car, but when it comes to the most important thing in her life, a relationship with a man, she turns to goofy? You didn't know this was going in like that? Hello?
No, you're absolutely. I'm totally agreeing with you. So, and so
What does she say? What does the ex say about him? When you went over his house, were you really looking around? Like, how long has he had his own place? Did he go from living with a woman to living with another woman, then moved in with his cousin, then finally got his own apartment? See, this is the stuff you got to look at. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yes, no,
peep
I
out,
totally
peep
agree.
out when y'all sitting there. When you sitting there watching something, a video come on or a movie. What actress gives him a rise? See, that's deep courting. What gives him a rise? Because that lets you know what he's attracted to. Fuck what he telling you. He gonna tell you anything.
Who you telling? So here's the question I have for you. So, knowing me, and of course, like I could have you wrapped around my little finger, right? I really could. I'm a very lovable person, and
Keisha, don't drop the ball. Keisha, don't. Keisha, with me, don't drop the ball, man.
don't
I'm
drop the
rooting for
ball.
you.
I,
I'm rooting for Keisha. Keisha, don't lose, please.
I'm not. I'm
Okay.
not. The one thing I'm not going to do is jump in the deep end without knowing how deep the water is, how cold it is, and being prepared with my life raft and everything else. Because at the end of the day, I'm saying this over and over again. This is going to be my last hoorah. You understand? My last hoorah.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
you
not.
got to take a risk now, Keisha. You got to take a risk.
Of course, I'm going to take a risk, but I'm not going to. When we're playing this game, Monopoly, whatever game of life, however you want to put it, you're rolling the dice, right? And so, whatever man steps to me, he needs to come at me by backing up his words with action. Do you know how many guys tell me bullshit on a daily basis, and I'm supposed to? And when I call them out, look, when I call them out, I was just told this past weekend. This dude was like, I was thinking about you a month,
Oh
now
shit!
keep
And tell the
it.
niggas to shut up.
But here's the thing: 2 months go by, and now he's thinking about me, and I was like, oh, okay, well, ain't no skin off my nose or something like that. I tell him, and he's like, but I haven't heard from you in a while, so I screenshot it, motherfucker. I sent you a text message. You never replied to it. I'm just now seeing it. So it took you 2 months to just now see something when we keep our phones in our hands like glue. I've seen motherfuckers sleep with the phones in their hand or underneath their pillow, right? Whatever the situation is, but you missed my text. Now all of a sudden the onus is back on me. I said, sir, what you ain't gonna do is put that shit back on me. Because at the end of the day, you know damn good and well you were dealing with some bitch that didn't work out, so you went right back through your phone and said, hey, Kiwi's here, so let me see what she doing. I'm not sitting here on my hands waiting for you. So when I called him out on his bullshit, all he could say was, damn, Kiwi, that was harsh. You could have at least asked me what happened to me. Why the fuck do I care? If you would have kept the open line of communication, I would have known what was happening to you. But nah, let's just keep it what it is and say what it is. You found some other female. I don't give a shit. This is the game. What makes it so easy about social media is if I don't like you, I'm getting back online and I'm going to go ahead and swipe left. If I don't like you, I'm going to go ahead and swipe left. Keep swiping until, hey, well, this one looks like he's halfway decent. Let me give him a try. See what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't want to play this fucking game. I just don't.
Sometimes, Keisha, what I tell people real quick, I got to go in this meeting in a minute.
Okay.
Look, being stubborn is 10 times worse than ignorance.
Is that what I'm being? I'm being stubborn?
No, I'm just saying we talking about relationships.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And most of the time, women in their lifetime have encountered at least 3 men that could have possibly been their soulmate. 3. But for whatever reason, she overlooked him. She would have been married like Miss Gladys and Miss Roberta was married for 65, 70 years. But women really don't want that. America has given women the option. We can fuck up, we can make mistakes because we have a society that's going to embrace us and support us when we fuck up. Men can't do that. That's why out of the trillions of years men have been on this planet, men are the same. We are weaker now, but men are the same. It ain't nothing to men. Sex, food, normal shit. Women have changed over time. This is a new person that we're encountering right now.
Before you go, and because I got to go too, have I changed since you know me?
Nah, we just, me and you just have never dealt like on a real personal level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would want to interview your exes.
Go ahead.
And see what they say.
Go ahead. I'm going to send you their numbers now. You tell me what they say, because every last one of them, I could get them back. Believe that.
You could get them back.
I sure could. Because I know what I brought to the table. I know what the quality that I have versus any other female. I know what I brought to the table. So I say that with confidence.
See now, men gotta have the heart and mind of a businessman, the heart of a gangster, and the tongue of a pimp. The complete package.
I love it.
And sometimes it won't happen, actually happens.
And on that note, we're going to end this call.
I just want to say thank you, Kendric, for taking the time out of your day to actually have that conversation. It was very interesting to especially, hear your point of views on both sides of the spectrum. I look forward to having another interview with this young man, and as we dig deeper. But you know what that means? Yes, it is assignment time. This week's assignment, do this week. It's about self-reflecting. We're going to reflect on ourselves, look in the mirror, think, pray about it, however you handle it, and then ask yourself this one question. What is the one thing that you want to change about yourself and you find it to be difficult to do so? The one thing. Then once you figure out that one thing that you find difficult to change, ask yourself why. Why can't you let it go? There's something in you, something about you that's holding on. And of course, I'm speaking of negative things. I mean, why would you want to let go of something that's positive, uplifting, and building you? Every day we should strive to be perfect. So do that self-reflecting. Find that one thing. Ask yourself why you're still holding on to it. And then make the necessary steps to change it. Because that will make you a better person. And also will make you a better person if you stopped. Did you stop and smile at somebody today? And if you didn't, why not? If it's too late, guess what? Tomorrow, get your day started at work. I was told, someone said they can hear my smile through a phone. I don't know how true that is, but hey,
If they couldn't see me, they could hear it. It works just the same. So don't forget, smile at somebody, because the energy we put out is the energy we receive. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. You enjoy the rest of your week and have a great weekend.